Before we get started, I want to show you my watermelon fetish. Not even a fetish, it's just something that gives me power. And as you listen to this story today on Dating Down with a Kick adult content, you will understand. I can't play Watermelon Sugar High, but if I could, I certainly would. I certainly would play it. My watermelon napkins, my watermelon bed sheets. Everything watermelon. All right, let's tell you the story. Because a lot of guys know, but they don't know how deep it goes. This is Dating Drum. Oh, sorry. Dating Drum with a Kick. You guys know a lot about me. By now, you do. You know about my dating stories. You know about my podcast. You know about the book I'm working on. And you know about relationships, dating, intimacy, the good, the bad, and the confusing, and sometimes the downright crazy. But there's something about me that I haven't really sat down and talked about like this. My watermelon. My watermelon. And yes, you heard me right. My watermelon. Now, before your mind goes flying in 100 different directions, let me explain where this started. 2 years ago, I was going through a really difficult period in my life. I was dealing with a tumor and a lot of uncertainty about my health and my body. There were things happening that I couldn't control. And somewhere in the middle of that, I discovered something that I could control. It started very simply me doing watermelon content for Cinderella Guys. My manager says, use watermelon, sit on it, play with it, do stuff. So I did. But after I wore it with my bikini, I started exploring my own intimacy and how I felt in my own body. And something happened that I wasn't expecting. I felt good, not just physically. I felt strong, I felt feminine, and I felt connected to myself and my watermelon. And when you're going through something where so much of of the life feels uncertain, you find something that makes you feel like yourself again and can be incredibly powerful. I love my watermelon so much. So I kept doing it. And over time my watermelon became connected to that feeling. Now, here's where you are probably going to laugh. My watermelon isn't just like a keep private sex toy. I have a full blown watermelon collages and fetish in my room, which I showed you. You walk into my room, like I showed you, you're going to find watermelon everywhere: curtains, rugs, candles, blankets, sheets, pillows, clothes, bikinis, watermelon towels. And now it's starting to leak into my bathroom, and I've got watermelon in my kitchen. At this point, I think the watermelon is trying to take over the entire house. But here's the thing: it's not because I think the watermelon is cute. It means something to me. It makes me feel good sexually and morally and physically and mindfully. It makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel playful. It makes me feel feminine. It makes me get ideas for my content. Wonderful ideas. I've even had a guy say he wanted to do a threesome with me with my watermelon. It was so funny. That was a funny story. And there's something about it that makes me feel powerful, because that period of my life taught me something. My body is mine. My intimacy is mine. I don't need a man to please me. This pleases me just fine at times. I'd like to have a man, but when I can't, I have my watermelon. And I don't have to hand that power over to somebody else. That's what my watermelon represents. And that's where it gets interesting when we start thinking about dating me, because I love intimacy and I love connection, and we have to have watermelon. And I love chemistry, and you have to share me with the watermelon. I love a feeling when two people are attracted to each other and there's energy between them too. And yes, I've thought about what it would be like to explore something adventurous with the right man. Even the idea of a threesome with a man and genuinely trusted is something I could be exploring with the watermelon. But here's the difference. I don't need another person to make me feel complete. That's important. If I ever share that side of myself with somebody, I want it to be because I choose to, because there's trust, because there's communication, and because we're both comfortable with what we're doing. Not because I'm afraid of losing them, not because I'm trying to make somebody love me or somebody be with me, and definitely not because I think sex is going to turn somebody into the partner I wish they would be. Not at all. Because sex is sex, and I'm learning that. And I'm not about sex and sex. I'm about hot makeout sex, but not. But the watermelon has to be there when you get to that point with me. I haven't got to do that with anyone. I haven't got to share that. I haven't felt that way yet. If you think you can live up to the challenge, let me know. So, guys, this has been your watermelon dream today. And I have plenty of content in my OF that you can find watermelon pictures and videos done tastefully. Done tastefully. I don't do it raw or weird. I do it fun and exciting and makes you feel good too. And I have just watermelon everywhere. And I love it. The winter's hard, but I have plastic watermelons and I have watermelon balloons. You know what? My watermelon shows up every time that I need it. It doesn't ghost me and it doesn't leave me wondering. And it doesn't make me question whether I'm enough because I am very much enough and it's enough. And that's why it became so important to me. It's the difference between sexual validation and sexual confidence. It gives me confidence. And I want to tell you a quick story. I'd marry the watermelon if I could. And I want to take it in a little red wagon down to the bar and buy it a drink after we've had a wonderful time together. This is Riley, and let your watermelon mind go crazy.